Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, as always, when Trump speaks, we lead with that story. And Trump is on a warpath against Senator McConnell. And I love this for all kinds of reasons. One, it's the best thing for the country. And two, in a very selfish manner, I know, based upon who else might be running for Kentucky governor as a Republican, that all the potential candidates that I might face in the primary all play footsie and will play footsie with Senator McConnell, but I won't. Part of my pitch to Trump is going to be, I'm your guy against McConnell, because the others will play footsie with the turtle. I will not play footsie with the turtle. Next up, Manchin. You gotta love Senator Joe Manchin, at least for now, right? He's saving us from this. And the liberal media has gone bonkers. You have AOC saying Manchin stands in the way of saving democracy. They actually claim this Build Back Better bill is what's going to save democracy. I mean, these people are delusional, they're evil, they're idiots, all of the above. Supreme Court, the Sixth Circuit panel. Now remember, it was deadlocked 8-8 and an en banc, which means all of them setting to whether or not take the case en banc. So they leave it to 3 justices, and by a 2-1 vote, and remember, they consolidated all of these mandate cases, federal mandate cases pertaining to Joe Biden's mandate relative to OSHA in the Sixth Circuit. An Obama appointee, see how the game's played these days, 2-1 vote. She wrote the opinion. 2-1 vote said the OSHA mandate, Joe Biden's good to go. It's unbelievable. So 27 and counting folks have appealed that decision to the United States Supreme Court. Now let's hope the United States Supreme Court takes it immediately, decides it immediately. But I'm telling you right now, folks, who knows with Amy Coney Barrett and Roberts and even Kavanaugh. We don't know what they might do. But you know what? It's the U.S. Supreme Court or we have a Biden mandate. By the way, I can't stress this enough. The Supreme Court or another court declaring something so might be law, but it doesn't mean it's right. Over and over again, courts get it wrong. The most famous that I always like pointing out is the Supreme Court once said in the Dred Scott decision that a black man wasn't a human being. Warren and Booker, Senator Warren, Senator Booker, both fully vaccinated. Warren even got the booster. I don't know about Booker. They get COVID. They get COVID. Why? Why? I'm going to do a COVID special over the holidays that is going to summarize this from A to Z, and I'm looking forward to it. Fauci has now come out and said he thinks masks are forever. Yes, he did. And I just want you to know that I was gifted. I just received this as a gift. The real Anthony Fauci. I want to read something for him. This is written by Bobby Kennedy. Reveals how American doctor launched his career during the early AIDS crisis by partnering with pharmaceutical companies to sabotage safe and effective off-patent therapeutic treatments for AIDS. Fauci orchestrated fraudulent studies and then pressured the U.S. FDA regulators into approving a deadly chemotherapy treatment he had good reason to know was worthless against AIDS. Fauci repeatedly violated federal laws to allow his pharma partners to use impoverished and dark-skinned children as lab rats in deadly experiments with toxic AIDS and cancer chemotherapies. Do you know, as the head of the NIAID, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, he dispenses $6.1 billion in annual taxpayer-provided funding for scientific research. He controls. The same person who gave me that book also gifted me A Plague Upon Our House, Dr. Atlas's fight at the Trump White House to stop COVID destroying America. Ladies and gentlemen, American jury, It's going to be, it's already being revealed. Fauci's an evil, diabolical fraud. It's fact. It's an absolute fact. Our southern border in November, an uptick of 140% illegal immigrants coming in. Ohio National Guard. Michael DeWine, following his buddy Bashir from Kentucky. National Guard. We need the National Guard in these hospitals. Creating the problem, creating the freaking problem of the shortage, and then calling the National Guard. Government control at its finest. Joe Biden's listed a bunch of accomplishments. I think it was 4. And they were all a joke. Joe Biden's accomplishments for this year. Can you think of one accomplishment, meaning positive development under the Joe Biden administration? Not one. Not one. Hillary Clinton wrote a novel called The State of Terror. And she's admitted that she used Donald Trump as an example, and that Donald Trump getting elected again would destroy democracy. It's just crazy. Hillary, she is one bitter, mean, nasty woman. 50-point drop in the poll numbers, young people with Joe Biden. Young people are realizing what's happening to their freedoms. It's that simple. Hispanic voters, 42% swing to the Republican Party away from the Democratic Party since 2018. They're waking up. I've already covered the real Anthony Fauci. Traveling Americans, going to be like 104 million are going to travel over the holiday. That's like a third of our country is going to be traveling. Can you imagine what they're going to endure with all of the BS, the inflation, the gas prices, everything? Good luck if you're traveling. I never have traveled during the holidays, thank goodness. Santacon. They're saying this big old Santacon up in New York City, and they said it caused all this surge in people. Well, guess what? We had a Santacon here in Cincinnati. I saw the Inquirer posted all these pictures. Santacons. It's a pub crawl. All these people, Santacon, no masks, doing whatever the hell they want. What? The double standards in these rules. Paul Brown Stadium, no vax, no mandate, no nothing. Because they're all part of the American Communist 10. Sickening. Trump Jr. Trump Jr. is encouraging young people, and I'm right there with him, that, you know what, playing nice doesn't work with these guys. It doesn't, folks. You cannot play nice with what these people are trying to do to this country. Everybody knows the Democrats are gangsters and Republicans are wimps. It's past time us being civil. Florida job growth, 6 times the American average. Florida's doing something right. Get this. The Secretary of Commerce, Raimondo, her husband is involved in something called Path A1. Guess what? It's funded by a Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese Communist Party. And guess what? Her husband is involved in it. Our Commerce Secretary. China's money is trying to conquer the world. Air Force has gone woke. They are going to do all the politically correct pronouns. And speaking of woke, there are some actual people that says that we need gender equity in crash dummies. That they're all male, and we need some female crash dummies. The LADA has announced juveniles are not going to be prosecuted for sexual battery, assault, and burglary. Folks, you don't think that that doesn't spread throughout the whole city? And juveniles who know that they can get away with that? And don't think gang members don't say, ha, let's have these juveniles join our gang and carry out these things. And then I have to read the Inquirer. 2 stories and counting about Cincinnati juvenile murders. How did we get here? How did we get here? I'll tell you how we got there. We got there because your policies in the city, your policies against crime, you're allowing everything to go on is what's caused it to get there. Cracks me up. The disintegration of the family, the disintegration of the community. And then everybody says, oh, we got to come together. We got to come together. Ooh. It's a bunch of bullshit. Last but not least, NFL protocols. You know, the NFL's having to move some games. They're all vaxxed and they're all getting sick and everything else. So you know what? They're changing the rules now. Remember, they're part of the American Communist 10. You know what they're saying now? We're going to only test the vaccinated if you're symptomatic. The vax don't get tested if you're not symptomatic. Only the unvaccinated will get tested. It's hysterical. Well, this isn't working out, so by God, let's change the rules. Unfreaking believable. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Folks, Dr. Fauci, I can only hope, ends up in prison or banished from this country. Banished to hell as far as I'm concerned before it's all said and done. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.